would be like, can you hear the dog barking? I hope it's not too bothersome. Um, I don't know. That would be like, I mean, I I have like a noise canceling headset. Hopefully that's fine. Yeah, but in daylight, like during the day, it's much worse because the cars and stuff and traffic. But yeah, that's why I wanted to call it night because it's silent at night. But anyway, yeah. So hopefully it gets recorded though. It gets edited though. Will you edit some stuff or not or not? Well, I mean, are you gonna edit stuff away or you just gonna upload it raw? Oh, it's okay. Yeah. No, no. So there's like no much bother here. Hmm? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. But it's fun though. Thank you for onboarding me with your journey with this one. It's very interesting. Like I would have wanted like I would it's if I thought of this I would do it myself, but I'm not that much passionate about it and I'm just yeah, thank you for hitting me up and you know, also asking me to be part of this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I know it's gonna be so exciting. Like from a year from now, and that's gonna be awesome, man. It's awesome. It's awesome what you're doing. You're doing this. Okay, you can go ahead, and I'll follow suit. Hold on a little bit. I drank some water, so anyway. Oh, how old are you again, Newman? Did he ask? I forgot if I asked. How old are you? Oh, okay. I'm 23, and my current situation, I earned like for now, like so far, $200. I also have one paying client, yeah, one paying client and one free client who hopefully I could scale, I could upsell, but for now, I consider myself in the season of learning, and my goal is actually 10K as well. Like I think that's the milestone of every copywriter out there, you know? And yeah, and vision, well, in terms of vision, I just really want something to work. I really want something that I'm passionate about, you know, something that would give me a lot. Like at the first thing that I want the most in freelancing, because I consider this in my freelancing journey, is to be passionate about something, not only doing it out of money, because money won't bring me fulfillment. And doing something that I would be passionate about, and then bringing income from that passion, that's my goal. That's really what I want in life. That's why I haven't really been going around the internet, like jumping from niche to niche and jumping from skill to skill, because I want to do something in the long term, something that I like doing, not just because I'm chasing something, I'm chasing money or chasing something like that. I want this to be something I'm passionate about. And yeah, that's where I am so far. I also want to master client acquisition, outreaching, helping these businesses out. Um, yeah, I think that's so far. Yeah, yeah. No, well, like for me, like personally, like I won't. If that's like some people's the way they see it, it's okay. But for me, I'm working on a different job right now. Copywriting is something that I do 50%. I have a different job, so that's my survival. I want copywriting to be my fulfillment, and I want this to be my full term. Like I want this to be my full time job, like in the next year or something. I want to quit my job right now, the one that I'm using to survive, and want copywriting enough as a passion and enough for it to sustain me. You know, so it's like I'm in this kind of position right now. Yeah, fulfillment part. Yeah. Because I know that my current job right now, the one that I'm using to survive, is not something that I'm passionate about. I'm not having fun doing it. And so it kept me thinking like a few months ago, like almost a year ago, and it made me realize, like, do I like, okay, this is what made me think. Do I want this to be my to be in this job for the next 5 to 10 years? You know? And the thought of that scares me. It's not fulfilling. Like it's like you're just stagnant doing the same thing like you don't even like. And so that's when I started looking for something that would spark my passion, and that's what I saw in copywriting. That's what I saw, the possibilities of having a lot of, the potential of copywriting, of reaching a lot of um businesses, of helping and growing. And like this world of business, there's just so much potential. There's just so much to like explore. There's just so much to learn, and that fire inside me, that was that was it sparked fire inside me. And then I started chasing it. I started chasing that, what do you call that, drive. I had that drive to chase this path, and that's when I started. I hated, like, I literally hated I not that I hate it, but okay, I just said I hate it, but it's not fulfilling for me. And the thought of it would be my job for the next 5 to 10 years. It's not a nice thought, you know? So yeah, that's why. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, passive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So sorry for the noise. The thing is, I think I've noticed, like, I did not even notice this is something that I'm good at. It's just something that I'm natural doing since I was in high school, maybe. But when I started reading How to Make Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, there's a lot of factors. Yeah, have you read that? Yeah. hmm It's that's the essence of building relationships, just being interested in a person, asking questions, like calling them in their first names. Like, that's what I do. I call people in their first names because, for a person, that's the most important word, that like that's the more important uh like identification of themselves, because that's their name, that's their personality, that's what they are, that's who they are in this world. Okay, I don't know how I don't know if I'm pre- uh expressing it right, but yeah, definitely when you call someone by their first name, it gives a sense of like, not no it breaks down the formality, personally for me. So I started to do that, and that's when I started to like build relationships with people. Like, I would ask first, like, when I ask you, like, what should I call you, right? Or should I call you Newman or something? Because name is something that's familiar with people. I also do that to other people as well. Well, what should I call you? Can I call you by your first name? Just to be respectful. But to build relationships is just to um be real. There's like no manipulation, no intention. I don't even notice it. Like, good things will come just because I talk to people. I connect with them. I share with their lives. I relate their lives to mine. I ask questions about their interests, about what they're doing in life, just out of pure curiosity. Like, literally, there are times that I would be embarrassed of myself because I ask too many questions. And I would always say, I hope you don't mind me asking. I'm just curious. That's literally my line. And I think being curious with the world, being curious with a person, you learn so much that way. Because I learned so much that way. I opened a lot of opportunities just because of being curious and being you, not being pretentious, and using language that's not fake. So when I really appreciate someone or something, I would say I appreciate something, not just because for the sake of like just appreciating it. I mean, just not for the sake of like being pretentious, because people could feel the energy. I believe that even though you say things, if that's not your intention, people would feel it. People, there's this energy around it. I believe in that. Even if, like, if ever notice when some person is really really nice to you, but you still feel like there's something off, that's the energy speaking. Maybe they're thinking bad about you, or maybe they really don't mean what they say. So when you interact with people, just remember that being genuine, it's not just about words. It's about what you think. It's about your energy. It's about how you approach person. It's about your body language. Just be real. And so that's what I don't pretend I like someone for the sake of gaining something from them. If I don't like someone, I would genuinely not bother. That's protecting your energy, so you have the right energy for the right people. So um that's how I navigate through a lot of people. Yeah. That's from the book, I think. Yeah, that's from the book, from the How to Influence People, How to Make Friends and Influence People. Yeah, because if you are interested in people's lives, that would make them appreciate you, because people are interested with their own lives. So it's like having the skill to be curious about someone, having the skill to make someone talk to you. That's building relationships right there, and it's kind of beautiful for me, human interaction. Talking about lives, your struggles, your achievements. It's just those human interactions. I find it comforting in a way when I talk to people. I generally like talking to people, especially children. I genuinely like spending time lasering around, just talking about life, talking about what makes us happy, what makes us sad. And I guess that's when I developed this kind of social skills because I've been like doing community. I've been in a like local community. I do outreaches. I go to church. I talk to a lot of people, a lot of elders, a lot of teenagers, adults, kids. So it's like that's part of developing your social skills as well and your communication skills by talking to a lot of people, to more people. So that's part of practice as well. Yeah. I actually am not. I mean, how do you like okay, in your definition, what do you think extrovert and introvert is? I see. I actually I don't know if I'm introvert or extrovert. Maybe I'm ambivert, you know, a bit of both. Because there are times that I would like to be yeah, yeah, yeah. I think after a lot of like I keep calling myself an introvert, but at the same time, I love interacting with people. I just did not consider myself as an introvert because before introvert, I mean, before when um I value my time. I value my relationships. And when people invite me, you know, like when I was in college, I was in high school, and they would invite me to all these gatherings. I don't like the idea of it. I don't like the idea of wasting my time doing things that for this doing things they enjoy. For example, partying or going to parties. I mean, I'm hanging out in houses. It's like that's not something that I enjoy. So subconsciously, I probably like I'm probably wrong, but that's what I considered like it's extrovert. Like if you don't like that, then you're not an extrovert. But I like interacting with people. I mostly interact with people around my community, like the elder people. I like talking to them. The children, I like talking to them. But people around my age at that time, we have different interests. Their interest does not interest me, and it's like I don't know. It's weird. I like talking to like mothers. You know, talking to um asking them what their days are, how are their kids. I talk to kids like how are their mothers, you know, something like that. But people my age, I guess in a way I get interesting stuff like you know with teenage when you're a teenager you get like social yeah like drama, you know, like they call it drama. I guess I love those I of course, but it's not that I enjoy it a lot, you know. It's weird. I don't even I haven't even thought of that if I'm extrovert or an introvert, but maybe a bit of both. Hmm. I guess, yeah. I haven't really thought of that deep into it because it's not that I need to define it anyway, right? It's not that it bothered me, but I guess it's a fun way. Like it's still fine. It's still good to know. I probably will research more about it. I don't think so. Can you tell me about it? I see. Mm, mm, yeah. 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 Mhm. Yeah, and it yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think I have been using it and it's been going great. Yeah. So thank you for that. I really just haven't thought about it. It's not something that it crossed in my mind, but now I guess I would like to learn more about that because that's just part of being self-aware, you know? Like it would be nice to know what kind of personality I have. But there's this I forgot what it is, like MBTI. Are you aware of that? Yeah, I'm more of the I think INFJ or INFC, something like that. Like I even forgot what the definition was, but along those lines. Huh? I think it's like INFJ or INFT, as long but there's just INF there. I forgot the last part though, but it's always INF. I'm looking it up. Hold on. Yeah, it's always I, so maybe I am introvert. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm. Mhm. Mhm. I see. Mm. Mm. Actually looking for it on my email, but I don't know. I'll look for it later. I forgot about it, but yeah, along those lines. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Mhm. Um, not actively, but I'm still connecting to my target market on Facebook and Instagram. I'm currently building my outreach strategy though, like um listing down all the strategies that I know, and then I'm gonna test it. And because I'm currently building my system right now, looking for the golden outreach that I'm talking like people talk about, because I believe that one outreach, like what outreach that works for other people might not work for you, and that's what I'm doing. I'm collecting all outreaches that I know, putting them in this matrix. So I call it matrix, and then I will track every the statistics of them. That's what I'm currently building though. Like I have trackers right now. I'm finished with the trackers. I'm also finished with building the foundation of it, the structure. But I have not been putting like the specific what's it called, the specifics in it yet. That's what I'm planning to do right now. But even if while I'm doing that, I'm still connecting. I'm still like giving. I'm still connecting to my target market. Okay. So the connecting part. Okay. So when I connect to people, for example, let's go to like I'm gonna use the Instagram platform. So when I connect to people, I follow them and then I go through their stories. I learn about them, their posts. I comment, and then if they have stories, I reply. But the way I approach it is not me pitching anything. It's just being interested in a person, you know? that's the thing that I said about being interested to a person. So they are more open. So for example, I recently connected to this wellness coach, nutrition wellness, I think nutritionist. And so she talks about health and food and stuff like that. And then I'm interested in like health and food and mindful eating. So that's like my opener to her. So I go to her DMs and I tell her, well, I saw your post about this and I agree. So I pick up something in their content that I can relate to, so I can talk about it as well. Of course, I'm not gonna pick something that I'm not interested in because that won't be an interesting conversation for me. I want it to be fun for me as well, and talking about something that I like and then they like. There's like passion, you know. There's like the conversation will keep it going. Because if I talk about like something that they're not even interested about, then it's not gonna propel the conversation. So I always talk about what they are passionate about the most, and you're gonna know what they're passionate about because they talk about it all the time in their stories and in their in their posts. And this other coach that I connected to, she talks about mindset and she talks about journaling. So when I talk to her about journaling, and then I tell her like, oh, I actually tried about I tried this prompts today, the journaling, they are very helpful, something like that. So you just talk about something that's relatable to them, and just forget about business for a while, forget about getting them as clients, just forget about it. Because you think, because the way I do it is I want to build relationships first, and even if they became my clients at the end or not, the relationship is there, they are part of my network. So even if they don't end up as your client, they can still be in your network. Because if you build friendships with these coaches, even if they're not your client, you can get referrals, and that's going good for me. Because sorry for the noise. um because that's the importance of having a network, of making your clients your friends, making your prospects your friends. And it changes the game, it changes everything so much. Instead of like looking at these prospects as something that, okay, I'm going to pitch to her soon, I'm going to pitch to her right now. Because when I used to do that, I would get so disappointed if we end up like not working together. It would make me really sad, it would make me really upset. Because like there's no genuine connection there. Like I was not connecting to them genuinely, I was not being very interested in their lives. But when I connect to coaches, when after I realized that and started connecting to coaches without pitching my services, I actually enjoy the process more now. I actually enjoy learning about them. I actually enjoy what their struggles, like, not enjoying that they're struggling. I actually enjoy talking to them, knowing more about them, what their drives are, their struggles, their accomplishments. And it makes it more enjoyable, because if you do something that you enjoy doing, it's not exhausting. If you do something that you hate, like I hate outreaching, I hate prospecting, I hate talking to clients, of course you're gonna burn out. Of course you're not gonna get good results out of it. You know. So actually, my past clients, they're all all of them are from my network. I always treated them first as friends. That's how I got like gigs here, and I got like projects, because they would just like suddenly, like, there are a lot of times people would ask me, "Do you know this? Like, do you know graphics?" Like, let's like not even at copywriting. This is like client acquisition, right? So I'm gonna talk about client acquisition, like even in not the copywriting niche. So like for example, graphic designing, they would ask me like, do you know graphics? Or web developing, do you know web developing? So these people who would ask me, they are my friends first, because I'm building the connection with them. The more you build like rapport with them, the more you know about them, the more they know about you, the more you know about each other. So when there's something that comes up, they were like, oh, she knows this, like she knows that, I'm gonna ask her something like that. So like that's the power of networking. Like, not just looking at people as clients, not just looking at people as bucks, as prospects. Look at them as people, something you would connect to, something that you would treat as friends in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. And I believe in long-term relationships. And a lot of these people, um, I used to be like that too. When I connect to people, I immediately think, can I pitch to her? Can they be my client? That's my initial thought. But right now, now that I have more self-awareness, now that I have more understanding in prospecting, look at a person's like a prospect's, like not a prospect, but a person's profile, I would say, oh, they have interesting content. I would connect to him. If they don't have a content that I like, then why would I connect to them? That I won't enjoy the interaction. So like do something that you enjoy doing, because that is easier for you to accomplish stuff. Like this made me realize, because I actually just discovered Hamza Ahmed right today. I Hamza, you know, the YouTuber, and he talks about having joy in doing things that, you know, in the work that's called flow state. You genuinely enjoy doing things, and so that's how I do it. I That's how I enjoy doing. That's how I enjoy outreaching, qualifying, like connecting to people, like seeing if qualifying first if I can enjoy being friends with them. If they're snarky, if they're rude, if they're very like, you know, not nice, then I'm not gonna bother. Yeah. Sorry, I just keep talking and talking. My bad. Okay, yeah. Hmm? Yeah. Actually, yeah. My first client in first client and what, like, I've been doing freelancing for a while now, but copywriting is something that I've done for the past few months. But before that, I was doing graphic designing and video editing. So, which part do you want? You want to know? Sorry, hold on. There's noisy people here. Give me a few minutes. Hold on. All right. Sorry for that. People were like talking back and forth in here, and I don't want to place it in it forever. Yeah. Actually, yeah. So my first, say, copywriting client was a free client, so free value. Free stage, you know, trial stage. The way I connected with her, I joined her challenge. Actually, when I connected with her, it took like a month or two before she became familiar with me, and that's when she became more receptive to ideas, more receptive to, but more open to what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm just gonna mute for a bit. Hold on. Come again? What's your question? Yeah. So that's yeah. Okay, this is my like, okay, so advice to, you know, in the future if ever hearing this, but in the case of like documenting it, you have to build relationship first. You have to make them familiar with you first to trust you with their business. Because their business is their baby, and they won't trust it to just some random person. And even if they do, it's like, I don't know, like I don't know if there are cases like that, but for me, I want them to trust me fully, because I want, like, if I work with them, I want it to be long term. You know, because for me, I value relationships a lot. And so when I connect to people, I don't pitch immediately. I make them like, yeah, but I make it's good if they're familiar with me. So I join whatever they have, whatever stuff they're to her. She asked me if, like, I want to join her challenge. I did. After doing the challenge, after a month, that's when I started to ask her questions, because then she would know like I'm not there just to be her. I'm not there just for the sake of her being my client. She knows I'm like not just another digital marketer or freelancer who's there just for the money or something. So that's when she started questions like, okay, what are your struggles in your business? Um, she was like asking also a question about my business and my business as a service provider, and then we comfortably we are comfortably talking. I don't know if my grammar is right, but yeah, after that I was like, can I invite you on a call just to ask you questions? And then in the call, that's when I discovered she needed my help. And then I'd say like, okay, I actually have some idea, I could help you with that. And so that's how it is, that's how it happened.
I just noticed that my mic wasn't being recorded. I just turned it up, but I got some notes.
Oh no.
Yeah, but your part was, so we got we don't have the
Okay.
questions, but we have the information yet, and I have the questions here, so it's good. It's good.
Okay,
We
okay.
were talking about your first client story, so your first step is to make them familiar to you and build relationship with them.
Mhm.
And your first client was
Yeah.
because it was your first free client. You got it by engaging
Mhm.
through doing their challenge. So your
Mhm.
tip or
Yeah, 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 yeah.
is to join whatever they're doing if you're interested in joining, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So her stuff, I was interested in joining that because it was about like a mindfulness challenge or something. But for me,
Was
I
it
just
free?
value enjoyment. Other people, if they want to join some stuff, then they can join. It's like doesn't have necessarily.
Was it free?
Come again? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The challenge was free. Yeah.
Cool. And now it I wanna there's another question that popped in my mind, and that is,
Okay, go on.
do you have how do you balance your schedule to connect to people? When do you plan the time
Okay.
to follow them,
Ash,
reply stories, comment, DMs, just building relationships?
I used to just do it out of when I have free time. I don't have a planned schedule for it, which I should be doing. I know I should be doing that. That's why I'm building my systems right now.
Mm,
Right? So I'm time blocking my day. But before I would just like randomly, if they pass on my feed, I would interact. If I see the story, I would just interact. Like
mm, yeah.
I don't think much about it. hmm And whoever gets, you know, in my algorithm, that's who I interact with, because it was not my intention anyway. But now I'm gonna start taking intentional actions. I'm gonna start being serious about it. I mean, not that I was, but being more like following up,
More
looking at
methodical.
their stories, and then yeah, more methodical. Correct. Because before I was just doing it if I want to, if they if they in my feed. Like actually, it's very interesting because in Facebook, there's the person I connected to. I added him as friend. He's a coach, and then his posts, I just react to it. I just comment. Like I don't even DM. And then he just DM'd me out of the blue, like just today. And he was like, "Hey Jen, I just want to say that I appreciate and then thank you for showing love to my posts." And they connected to me first. Like I was not even intending for them to be my client, but they got familiar with me. They called me by my first name because I was interacting with them. This is why cheerleading. This is called cheerleading. Cheerleading is important, and cheerleading
Cheerleading.
helps
How
this business owners feel better. Come again?
is that cheerleading?
hmm
It's the first time I heard that.
Really, really. So you haven't heard it before, like commenting and then stuff like that. You haven't heard of that before, like of that method.
No.
Yeah, that's called cheerleading. It's interesting. It's from my local community of term that I got. Yeah, cheerleading. So whenever they post, you relate, you interact. I actually a lot of my prospect client, like a lot of my I keep saying prospects, but a lot of my connections, a lot of my network who are my target market, they would actually send me messages saying that you inspire me a lot. Thank you so much for being supportive, and all this appreciation messages that I'm getting just solidifies the fact that in my mind they also like appreciation. It's they also get dopamine hits through this, not being not being manipulative, but it makes them happy. And when you make people happy, they are more receptive to you, your ideas, your suggestions, your advice, because in doing business, they are more likely to do business with you when you're friends, when you make them feel better, um that's just how I've been doing outreach all this time. I just noticed is other people all have these tactics of immediately pitching. I tried immediately offering a service, like offering pointing out their problem, and it never works, and I don't feel comfortable about it. And it makes me feel I just don't enjoy it. I enjoy more in long-term connections and long-term relationships. That's why um my the results that I get are not instant. Like I used to want instant gratification. Whenever I do something, I want a fast results as soon as possible. But I realized that's the wrong way to look at this. When you really want success, you have to think far ahead. Don't just chase the instant gratification, because quick success also means quick failure. You have to build a foundation. You have to look at it. You have to think about, like, you have to plan things out. And that's just how I roll. I'm not saying that's how other people should. Like, that's what's been working for me. Of course, other people might already have their own methods. You know. So yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the current
It
situation
depends.
of
It
people.
depends.
That's cool. You're trying to build
Hmm.
systems right now.
Yeah, I am. I'm so excited about that, actually. So this is what's I finally have this, like, what's like, clarity. I don't know. Let's, like, there's this passion inside me. Before, I used to not like the idea of systems, of outreaching, of stuff. But then when I went through the process, like, I went through the process. I don't know if, like, I have this term, the valley of despair. I went through that phase, the valley of despair, like hating everything that I see, not liking the results that I'm getting. Where are the results? When are the results? But then I went through healing process. I don't know if, like, that's a woo woo for you, but me as a female, I'm comfortable talking about this. I don't know about you, but I went through this healing journey, and when I got out of the valley of despair, that's when I started enjoying work. That's when I started enjoying business. And I've only been doing this for, like, what, 5 months. And it made me realize that I'm berating myself for not having results in the next 5 months, but I'm not looking forward for the results that I will get for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years. It made me realize that the problems that I have right now, I have to think about it in the next 10 years. Would all of these matter? So I have to think about long term. I started to think about the long term after I went out of the valley of despair. So I stopped chasing the instant gratification. And it's kind of fulfilling that way. I enjoy it that way. Yeah.
So let's re I don't know the word. Recapitulate.
Come again? Huh?
Let's see what we're been talking about. So we first talked
All
about
right.
the most important thing about building relationships is to become interested, to become interesting.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
you call by their name, ask their goals, their struggles, try to empathize,
Mhm.
and even try to help them with what you have
Mhm.
without.
You also have to be,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. You also have to always, you know how lower, I'm sure you're familiar with the term, like lower their sales guard. So you have to, like, whenever you want to suggest something, you're just gonna say, "Don't worry about it. It's free. You know, there's no hidden agenda behind it." So you have to always. But with the current digital world right now, digital age, people are always skeptical. You know, when you help them, there's always gonna think like, "Oh, there's hidden agenda. There, what's in it for you?" or something like that. But when you connect to people, you have to not think about, okay, I have to close this client, I have to, like, whatever happens, I have to help, I have to close them, because then that would mean like I get money. But what if you're not the right fit, right? So you have to tell them, like, don't worry, you have to lower their sales guard. Don't worry, I'm not doing this out of I'm just doing this to help you, and I won't be pitching anything, something like that, just to assure them that there are no hidden agendas, there are no intentions. You just really want to genuinely help. And I'm saying that because of the current state right now with the digital world, people are always skeptical.
Yeah. I
So
saw it.
that's just some added.
I saw a tweet. I don't remember who posted it, but they talked about how sales cycles are becoming longer. So people, your customers are researching you more, and the people who build who better build their relationships with their customers through their content or engaging in interactions are going to be the one that win in the long term, because people are more skeptical
Exactly,
than ever.
exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly my point. And that's the thing with these beginners. Okay, I was a beginner too, but they immediately give up if they don't see results.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed. Like, okay, I almost gave up before, because I was in the valley of despair. But that's the good thing with network. I see all like, I'm networking with copywriters. I'm networking with, but like, I'm not only networking with my target market. I'm also networking with copywriters and business owners and entrepreneurs. And like, the reason that I haven't gave up yet, because I see these people in my own network. They are working hard. They are not giving up. So at the same time, I'm not giving up as well. That is why network is important. Because if you have a network, people around you that give up easily, of course it's going to influence you. This is one of what Les Brown also said. OQP, only quality people, right?
Mm,
So if you think one of your network is not your quality of people, why are you keeping them in your network? That's not being selfish at all. That's you protecting your energy. That's you protecting your own mental health. So you have to, like, be choosy. We have to qualify our friends, not just our friends. We have to qualify whoever we talk to. If you think that they won't value you in a sense, like, having fun, like, not value in a way that is all just about money and business, stuff like that. If you're having fun with people, it's value. Like, I talk to you, this is value, because even if don't have monetary like, we are not, earning from any of this, but I have fun doing this, and that fun, that is value. I'm having fun doing this, that is still value. But if I don't even have fun talking to someone, or there's no sense of value, like, there's no value in the interaction, those aren't quality people. So you're just wasting your energy. That's why, keep your friend, like, keep your circle into, like, just a little bit circle, so you don't drain out of your energy, and keep quality people in your own circle. So that's what I learned as well in my journey as a freelancer.
mm. And also, there's the getting value part, and also the respect part. You have to have people that respect you. And a definition that I saw 2 days ago from Alex Hormozzi is that he defines respect as people that respect your function. So what it means is that if you want to do something and that's your function, and people try to manipulate you to stop doing that, they're not respecting your function. So if you have a building and you paint graffiti on it, you're not respecting the building because you're modifying their function. You're not respecting their function. And if you want to grow
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
certain areas, let's say you want to start eating better or improving your body, and you have friends that try to convince you to drink or eat foods that you don't want to eat, they're not respecting your function and they're not letting you grow on the things that you want to do.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
That's a good framework that I I heard.
Yeah. 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 It's great. It's awesome, right? Because see, you learn that from watching Alex. I learn stuff that I know by watching Alex, by watching Les Brown, by watching I mean listening to Les Brown. That's because we consume from quality people. And if we like, if we are hanging out with people who are not into personal development stuff, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be talking like this, And it's very interesting how our decisions from the past weeks, from the past months, from the past year led us today
and
in this moment
also
in time.
and also because people that we haven't seen in person ever have influenced us because of the internet and the content that they put out. So I think it is
Yeah, yeah.
powerful. You have a lot of leverage if you post things or you record your journey or what you know in the public, like we're going to do today. I think that it has a lot of power for the people that
Mhm.
consume it and also the people that produce it. It builds opportunity for both parties by sharing what you know and try to add value to the marketplace.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
And
agree.
talking about your goals, do you have any goals about being more methodical, like building your schedule and having more structure on how do you interact with people? Because I think that's the, the part that you enjoy the most is engaging and building relationship with people, like building your personal brand. Do you have any
Mhm.
goals to?
Sorry.
Nah, it's okay. But I'm gonna reframe the question while you wait for it to be more silent. So my question is, do you have any goals of building a structure or a schedule on how do you build your personal brand? And by that I mean especially, specifically, engaging and building relationship with other people. Do you plan on building a schedule?
Okay, going back. Um, yeah, I do have like a system. Like that's what I realized. You have to be intentional with your time. So I started building like a daily routine, a weekly routine, and a monthly routine. But in terms of like interacting with people, I don't have any systems in place for it because interacting is something that's natural.
Hmm.
But building routines is definitely important, and having weekly goals and monthly goals. That's what I'm currently applying into my life. But in terms of yeah, again, if in terms of like interacting with people, I don't have a system for it because it's just natural, It just happens naturally. I don't even know if there's like a system for like what should you ask or
No, no, no. I'm not talking
what
about
should I
I'm not
that,
talking about that kind of system. I'm talking more like the scheduling part of it. Like, okay, this is it. From this time to this time, I'm gonna focus on DMing people, or you
oh
just
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I have a schedule for that, but I fell off of it because I'm not perfect.
yeah.
I'm trying my best to be consistent with it, but I have that before, which I will be slowly getting back to. In in a day, this is what I learned from my mentor. We have like a minimum of a person of deep work in a day is 4 hours. I think 4 hours or 8 hours or something. But you have to divide your workload or your process flow. Hold on. You have to divide your process into two parts. First is client acquisition, client generation and skill building. So now that you have all those two parts, you then break it off to like, for example, you have 4 hours a day of deep work stuff. You can only commit to four. Let's say you can only commit to 4 hours, and then you have to divide that into two parts. So the 50% of it is client generation, the 50% of it is skill building. Okay, so what are you going to do first? So let's say you're going to do client generation first. So that's say 2 hours of your time. So in 2 hours of your time, how are you going to do client generation? You know, how are you going to get clients that way? So through outreach. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's say I have three platforms, or let's say just two platforms, Instagram and Facebook. Okay, I'm going to spend 1 hour in Facebook, and I'm going to spend 1 hour on Instagram. Okay, so when I go to Instagram, I would spend like say 30 minutes going through posts, and then 30 minutes answering DMs, and then go to the Facebook and then 30 minutes in like interacting to groups and 30 minutes interacting to like my target market, you know? And then in the skill building after 2 hours, then that's when you go to skill building part. Okay, what am I gonna learn today? Okay, I'm gonna learn copywriting or marketing or language building. Sorry, my dog's again. But yeah, so that's the system. Like shoot, this motorcycle's annoying. um, that's why like that's one of the processes that I have in mind that I had applied before. I just fell off a little bit. But yeah, that's a general idea.
I think it also helps if you have as little steps as possible. So you have only 4 hours, two for client acquisition and two for practice. The less steps that you have, and you only have the most important steps, and so you can make sure that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
your time is the most efficiently well spent. For example, if you have
Hmm.
2 hours to practice copy, you can do one thing for 2 hours, two things 1 hour each. And I think for me, because I'm not counting. Let's say if practicing is not the same as working. It's not the same to practice copy than to write copy for client. One is for skill acquisition or skill building, and the other is just work. So separate them.
Yeah, yeah.
I separate them, the two.
Hmm.
So talking about just the practicing part, I think the two most important things are actually is like the same thing. One is reading good copy and breaking it down, trying to understand the subtext. Just that, like the skill of active reading, copy, good copy. And the second, which is very similar, is to go over be- beginners copy or people submitting their revisions, and you try to improve others people copy who are below you or are some were at your level. You try to improve,
Hmm.
so you're applying your uh, your knowledge to improve others people copy that are below your level. So that's two parts of that is active reading good copy from people that are better than you, and then helping other people, critiquing other people copy. And there's also a third way, which is getting your own copy critiqued. Those are like the three main skills. Not skills, the three main
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
habits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is true. Yeah, I agree. It also just depends on how many hours you have per day. That's on, like, for example, I had told my coach I have 4 hours a day, because other hours I would spend it with talking to people, interacting with my network, learning about, because I when I learn, like, when I say skill building, it's more of the application part, practicing and writing. But when it comes to, like, outside of those 4 hours, I still learn, I still watch, I still listen to people, I still listen to entrepreneurs, I still watch their videos, I still learn about marketing and business. But skill building is actually applying the skills, and and collecting knowledge is different, in my opinion, I think. you know
Yeah.
just like other people have 8 hours, other people have 10 hours, maybe. Other people don't even sleep, maybe. But that was just an example, though. And just like breaking down what you do, you have to be intentional with your time, and time blocking, and yeah.
Yeah, time blocking is a very good resource. I'm gonna take it, write it down.
Hmm. Okay, yeah.
Do you think 4 hours is enough to outreach and practice?
Personally, it depends on the speed of the person, and how, like, it depends on the person, because some people are slow at outreach, some people are fast at outreach. If you give them both time, one could accomplish more than the other because of their speed, because of the way they think, or the way they strategize. Okay, where am I going to look for clients? Like, where am I going to find these prospects? Like, how am I going to talk to them? Depends. But 4 hours is sustain. I'm sure if the word sustainable, but it's okay for people who are are faster. Like, I did not do it because I'm faster. I just did it because I had less time because I have work. But to other people, like, it could be 4 hours could be enough, but to others it might not. Like, if you have more than 4 hours in a day, like, just use the other hours.
I also think
But, like,
it's the quality
go
of
on.
focus that people have because
Yeah,
it has to be
yeah.
uninterrupted work, and that's very hard for people to do because there's so many distractions or and interruptions.
Yes, exactly. That's what I meant, that it depends on the person. It also depends, I think, in the drive and the work ethic, almost. Like, the drive to do it, you know?
Yeah. And talking about the focus part, I think it's very important to set the steps, like have them set up so that you methodically know what to do always. So it's when it's time to practice, you know what to do and you don't waste any time trying to do things that you're just doing things by the sake of doing things, but you already have the steps and the things like a system that you have to follow every day to practice. That make things easier. But with all it all takes time. It takes time to practice
It does, yeah.
because the more you practice copy, you don't know you don't only become better at copywriting, you become better at practicing copywriting. So the more you practice, the more you become better at practicing. I don't know if you understand that, but
Yeah, 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 I do, I do.
it's very cool because something, let's say you, I don't know how to materialize it or explain it, but hope that it's self-evident that the more you practice, the better you become at practicing. So you become more efficient at practicing the more you do it, and it becomes habit. And the more the better and that you become at practicing, the faster you can master outreach and sales, but it all comes down to time, and it's very normal not to get results at first, and consistency is goes a long way. It's going to take a while, especially for
I
people
agree.
that don't, especially the people who have nothing on their toolkit. They're going to have to build. It's probably gonna take twice the time, but it's harder. But it is worth it if you have the opportunity to do it. So the people, it's funny and
Mm-hmm.
ironic because the people who need it the most are the people that might have to work harder to get it and wait longer to get it. But
Mm-hmm. I agree. And people who need it the most are the ones who almost want it as soon as possible, and then it's just a downward spiral from there. I think because, but in a way, that's like their drive to not give up, to like continue, like whatever. Because you only improve when you fail, and the sooner you fail,
mm,
the sooner you'll improve.
yeah,
And yeah, so the it makes me question though, like why did you start? I'm asking. I mean,
why
curious.
did I start copywriting?
Why did you start?
When I started, I became interested in copywriting when had when I were 16 years old. So that's like
Mm,
almost 4 years or 4 years. And but I
mm,
didn't have enough resources. I just downloaded a the AOI, I think it's pronounced like that. It's a it's a book on copywriting, and I read it and I tried to become as good as possible, but
mm,
I didn't know how to get clients, and then I like I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to, because when I were 16, I just learned English. Before that, I didn't anything. Well, not anything. I just knew the basics like everyone. Like they teach what they teach in school. That's what I knew. But when I uh, turned 16, I by chance uh, meet a new friend at the time, and he knew how to speak English. I asked him. He he taught me how to learn English, or how he learned English.
mm.
And then I became obsessed about it. Wait a second. And
That's so nice.
after I became obsessed about it by learning English, then I discovered a channel that is called Improvement Pill. Do you know it? It's a channel
I
called,
don't.
well, it's a channel called Improvement Pill, and it's a channel. It's an improvement self improvement channel, and they had a section on money making, and I just watched it. They talked about high income skills, and I became very interested about it. It was a collaboration between Downlock and Improvement Pill. That's the, the first time that I became interested in making money. Then I discovered copywriting and marketing,
Mm,
and since I just chose
interesting.
copywriting, so I then learned how to discover how to do cold emails
Mm,
from Alex Berman. I did that for 1 year, not 1 year, but I got burnt out and I gave up for 1 year. Then I came back. because nah, I can't be living like I'm living. I want to improve my life, so that's why I cannot fail because I cannot give up. So that's I don't feel I can fail as long as
Mhm.
I don't give up, and I can't give up
Yeah.
because I don't wanna. I want to improve a lot of things in my life. So
Mhm.
copywriting
Mhm.
is the vehicle that I'm planning to use to make a lot of things, a lot of
Mhm.
fun things.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Me too. I feel the same. Yeah. It's like I want more out of life, and you can't really. For example, I want to go to places. I can't really go to places if I don't have money.
Yeah.
It's like it's it's I like it, but I don't let it control me though. It's important to not seek happiness. It's important to not think that you'll get happy about external stuff.
Mm.
You have to be happy even if you need to learn how to be happy even if you haven't achieved the stuff that you want or stuff that you like, you know? This stuff that I want to do, they're just bonus. I'm happy as I am today, but I still want more. It's not that I'm not sacrificing my mental health and my mental well-being just to chase, they do amazing stuff that they hate doing to just chase something chasing money or chasing the
Material
lifestyle
things.
that even if they did reach that lifestyle, if they don't find inner happiness, they won't get happy. Like even Hamza talks about this. He said that he already experienced being rich. He already experienced having sipping a cup of coffee in a foreign coffee shop. Like other people think that would make them happy, but to him, he said, if you're not happy, if even if you have those things, then you won't be happy if you have. Does that make sense? If you're not happy when without those things, you will. If you won't be happy still if you have those. I don't know. I'm not making sense,
You're
but
not
you
gonna
get
be
the idea.
happy. You're not gonna be happy if you're not happy now with what you have.
See?
You're not gonna be happy later when you
Yeah, yeah, yeah. hmm So having goals and dreams is nice, but you need to learn to be happy.
enjoy the process.
You
Enjoy.
don't need to give up your mental mental well-being. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And that's the thing for me. I used to not enjoy the process, and enjoying the process is something that I find very what's the term? Very liberating, fulfilling. It's different right now from the way that I feel before. It's just different. And I realized that most people might be stuck in the process of hating what they're doing. And it's like I want to reach those people and tell them that, you just learn to learn the process. And how do you do that? By finding inner happiness. And how do you do that? By being self-aware, by doing personal development stuff, meditation, journaling, and these stuff. Being self-aware is one of the most amazing things that happened to me. And self-acceptance and healing my inner traumas, child work, inner work, shadow work, all the stuff, inner development stuff. Once I started doing that, I started to appreciate more my life. I started to appreciate the process. And that's how I enjoyed freelancing. That's how I enjoyed copywriting from then on.
I think it's mostly about treating progressing. Let's say building your future should be a game. It's just fun.
Mhm.
Progressing. Build um how do you call it? The process, the progress, I think. The progress should be fun. So like when
Leveling up.
you leveling up,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's word. When you level up, that's fun. So
Yeah.
progressing,
Uh-huh.
it's we should try or strive
Yeah.
to Let that be the reward. Becoming better, getting clients, improving your skills. That's the game we should
No, I agree.
that
I
game
agree.
should be fulfilling by itself, not by the external things that it will produce, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. So actually, yeah. Um, I never used to look at life that way. I used to be pressured about life so much, and then I started to be self-aware. I started to realize, like, why am I pressured? Like, no one's death is not knocking at my door. Why am I rushing things?
Mm.
Um, there's this quote that I saved. I'm grabbing it. Yeah. So it's like I'm Christian, so I believe in God, and there's this phrase that I keep in my journal notebook. It says, "God is not in a hurry. You are." And then I realized, okay, why am I anxious? Being self-aware, like, why am I anxious? And then that's when I realized I'm anxious because I wanted some things that other people have. I wanted success. I wanted material things. Then I realized again, why do I want them? Well, because that's what I see what other people have. And then I keep asking myself again, like, why do you need that? And then then it made me realize, like, that makes sense. Like, why do I need that? I don't need that. So it's like, it's really important to be self-aware, and it's like, it's a magical thing. I don't know if it's a magical thing, but for me, it just feels so good to be self-aware, and a lot of people don't have that. And being self-aware, you can notice other people who aren't self-aware, other people who are not in control of their emotions, or not you're not making good decisions. You can see, it's like I can almost see why they're making those decisions. And that's why, and whoever I talk to, I always like share about self-awareness. Like, even my siblings, even the people of my friends, I always tell them, okay, being self-aware is like a game changer. It will literally make your life so much better. And I think every person, especially like the younger generation, they need this. They need um that kind of personal development, because they get lost in the sea of external validation and social validation. And I was in that position a few years ago too, and it sucks. It sucks. And that was such a dark moment of my life.
So that theme of self-awareness, it's very interesting, and I think we could talk about that in the next episode of this. And
Sure.
but do you do you think you have your goals set? Do you know, you have an idea of what you want?
Mhm.
Do you
Mhm.
think
Yeah.
you have that figured out? Because I don't.
Yeah, actually, you don't? How come? Wait, well, I've been do you know the book Think and Grow Rich?
Yeah, I know it. I haven't read it.
Have you read it?
No.
That's what I read recently. And I started to write down my goals. I started to write down how much I want, the money that I want, what am I gonna do with that stuff, and then it's reprogramming your brain that no matter what happens, no matter if you fail, no matter what challenges you have, you're gonna get that. And it changes a lot when you write those goals down. And if you don't know what your goals are yet, to just take a moment out of your time, out of your day, and think about it. Sit down and ask yourself, and keep asking yourself, what do you want? Who are you doing this for? What do you want to be in the next 10 years? Where do you want to be in the next 10 years? And then if you keep asking yourself, because the most important word I realize in self development is asking the question, why? That's it. That's it. Why in everything. So when you feel scared, you have to ask, why am I scared? Ask yourself, is there a real threat? If you feel sad, why am I sad? Is someone affecting you? If someone's affecting you, how are you going to fix that? You know? If you're anxious, why am I anxious? What's affecting it?
And you
That's
can
self awareness
and you
right
can
there.
go like 5 whys deep. Why?
Yeah, exactly that.
Go
That.
to the root.
Exactly. Yeah, go to the root of it all and then figure out. That's the beautiful thing about self awareness. It's like not being affected by external opinions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's good for you. You know what makes you happy. And yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Self awareness. I
It's actually come again.
I want to develop more self awareness. To be honest, that's why I'm writing down my
Mm,
goals, like revisiting my
mm-hmm,
goals, and let's see. I only right now the most important goal is making more money because I also want to improve my health, but the things that I can influence are limited. So I can up that limit
mm-hmm,
by making more money. So if I make more money, I can that unlocks everything else, and my health protocols and all the rest that I want to develop is going to be unlocked after I make more money. So making more money is the primary goal
mm-hmm,
that I have right now. That's why it may seem superficial,
mm-hmm.
but it's for survival. We all need to make money. So first is survival and then is thriving. So I I'm
And that's okay. I think that's okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
we all have to survive
Mm-hmm,
somehow. And right now I'm in the survival phase,
mm-hmm,
going to the thriving phase. That's the evolution.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
so
Yeah, me too. Cheering you on, bro.
and
You'll
well,
get through this. We'll get to the stable phase.
yeah, thriving phase. Not only stable, we're gonna thrive.
Thriving.
And
Yeah, yeah.
just by out of curiosity, how do you say thrive in the Philippines?
What do you mean, thrive? Like,
Thrive.
what's the term for it? Or the word, like
Yeah,
the
the word.
pronunciation?
The word. Yeah.
Mm, wait, actually gonna Google that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you mine
English too.
in Spanish then.
Okay.
In Spanish, thrive is fuck. I forgot.
In
Prosperar.
ours, it's umunlad. Huh? Oh,
Pro,
that's very interesting. Come again?
prosperar.
Prosperar? Oh, like prosper. Prosperar.
Ay, no puedes.
And it's wait, that's Spanish?
Yeah, acabo de
You should
decir.
like, would you be fine with you if you teach me Spanish? I want to learn Spanish, and it's very interesting to me because Filipino, like Tagalog, our dialect is actually like from Spanish.
It's very similar.
Like abre or abre or tinidor.
Tenedor.
you know, yeah. Is I want to learn it. Can you teach me? Actually,
Yeah, why not? I can make a video of how to learn any language and then specify how to learn in Spanish, and I can share some
yeah,
resources
yeah.
here.
That would.
I think
Hmm.
it's very easy to learn Spanish
Yeah.
because there's a lot of resources in Spanish on the internet. So you can watch a lot of series
Oh.
on Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
Latin American Spanish, because in Latin
Mm,
America
I see.
there's not so much there's not a lot of regulation on copyright, and you can watch pretty much anything
Mm. Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
free.
So exciting. At least I have a Spanish like you're from Venezuela, like, right? So like what do you call yourselves Venezuela?
Venezolanos.
Venezuelanos?
Venezolanos.
Oh, venezolanos,
Sí.
venezolanos. V, venezolanos,
Ya vi.
venezolanos. Oh, venezolanos. That's so fun. That's so fun. So I mean, I'm glad I now have a Venezolanas friend to teach me Spanish. Like I really want to. I really want to.
Then you're gonna learn.
So maybe I can like practice. Yeah, practice. I can give you like pronunciations and stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's
And
not,
you'll like critic me. Come
it's,
again?
yeah, and it's not that you can learn Spanish pretty much passively. You just have to pay attention to the series that
Mhm.
I can give you, and you just acquire it. You don't have to write. Although if you
Mm.
write, you're gonna learn faster. But if you're even the most lazy person can learn.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm gonna use that as my for my leisure, watching series at the same time learning Spanish. And it's just I don't know though because I've been watching anime and and that's Hinohongo and I never like learn literally a full sentence. I just keep watching them. I like
Uh,
watching anime, but it's not that I know Japanese or I
well,
know Nihongo. So I don't know if it's the same with Spanish.
I didn't understand. Didn't hear the question.
I mean, like I don't know if say okay. I have been watching. So this is what I'm thinking, right? I have been watching animes for like 8 years now, I think. And I never really learned Nihongo just by watching. So I don't know if I can learn Spanish just by watching Spanish series. You know, that's what I mean.
The Philippines, if you use the or same alphabet, it's very similar, isn't it?
Yeah, 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 yeah. It is.
Yeah, because
I
if you
guess that's probably why it's yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. Now I see it. Now I see why it would be easier for Spanish because Nihongo is just like a whole different language, whole different scripts.
yeah
But I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what
yeah
you're trying to say.
if we watch Japanese, we're not going to learn because we don't know any of the kanjis or symbols. Yeah, we have to learn them first. But learning English or Spanish or Philippine, how do you say? We all have the same alphabet
Yeah,
or pretty similar.
we're getting sidetracked though. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. What kind of anime do you watch? I really like Dragon Ball, as you can
I
see from
yeah,
my profile
it's
pic.
obvious. My favorite anime is One Piece. Oh shoot! A recent episode just released today. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. Oh my goodness! My favorite anime is One Piece, Fairy Tail, Studio Ghibli series.
Fairy Tail is dope.
That's like the top of my head. Huh?
Fairy Tail is very. I liked it. I didn't watch
I like
it
it. Yeah, I like it too.
completely, but I watched a bit and I liked it.
Mm. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not the best. I realize it's not the best, but it made me so happy watching that when I was like 15 or 16. It just makes me happy watching that. So it's like part of my childhood. And I would understand if a lot of people don't like it. I just like it because that's what I started with. That's
Yeah,
what my young mind has been watching.
mm, that's cool. Now going back to the goals before we wrap
Hmm.
up.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, we were talking about goals, survival, and then thriving. And then
Hmm.
we got sidetracked talking about Venezolanos and
Yeah.
and learning Spanish. So right now, I think I already have my goals, which is a very important part. I have only one goal, big goal, like the
Mhm.
next goal, which is 10K.
Mhm.
Next, the next vision, maybe in whatever timeline.
Yeah,
And the goals are two, which is mastering the skill.
same. Yeah, I have the same goal as well. So
Yeah,
cheering you on. You're gonna get there.
yeah. Mastering the skill and then mastering client acquisition. So it would be that my next step is
Mhm.
building
Mhm.
a weekly schedule of where I tackle and get closer to those two objectives. So
Nice.
I plan on building a weekly schedule so I have time to practice. And I think I'm gonna focus on the first one. I'm just gonna practice. I'm leaving the outreach for later. I think if I focus only on
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
because I only right I have one client now and it's very stable. So I don't have to outreach. I can sacrifice a bit of outreach just to practice. Of course, I can do some outwork in that, but maybe my current goal is to improve copywriting by a lot because I want to become very very good.
Mhm.
That's why I'm paying for the
Mhm.
academy half of my salary on that. By the way, so it's a very big investment.
And I think that's awesome. Yeah.
So practicing
Can you?
copywriting like a disturbed psychopath, very obsessed and becoming very good at it so that I can get more results. And when I get to outreaching, it's easier because of the results that I've built. So the next
Mhm.
step is
Mhm.
having clear when I'm going to practice on my week. I'd like to do it daily. That's like my next step, and I'm honing my productivity skills, which that's like what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to build a consistent schedule based on the activities that will get me to the goal that I want. That's my current situation, my desired outcome. Now about you.
Mm. Good. 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 What about? Hmm?
Now,
What about my goals?
yeah,
Okay.
like your current
My goal right
problem
now
that the one
is.
that you're solving right now, the problem that you're solving right
Mm. Mhm. Okay. So in terms of like, I I feel like I have enough knowledge in my arsenal to help businesses. I just need to get better, get better at copy, get better at sales funnels, learn a lot, learn what I need to, all the things I need to know about sales funnels, learn email marketing. At the same time, I also want to get better at outreach. And, that's why building systems is important when before your outreach, because before I was outreaching without a system and it's all messy.
now.
I can't track who I outreach to. I can't follow up. I don't know how to follow up. Like, I don't know where the resources are and stuff like that. That's why even before you start, you have to build a system. Have to build the trackers, all the trackers that you need. Build the strategies that you need. Build the data. Like, build how you're gonna analyze the data. And it's very important because I went through the process of not having system, and it's messy. So now I know, like through my mistake, I know now that I need to do that, and that's just my current roadblock. Not roadblock. That's the next mountain, little mountain that I need to climb. Get better at the skill, and then build my system, and then start outreaching. And that's it.
That
And eventually, by enjoying the process, money will come. Money will come. Because why else wouldn't it come if you keep on going on, right? If you keep on progressing, if you keep on getting better at outreach, getting better at copy, money is just gonna come. Like if you keep on working for yourself for personal development, why won't money come? Well, like why won't it reward or why won't it be rewarding?
Yeah,
It's just my current mindset about it.
it's illogical that if you work consistently on your offer and then you present it to people, let's say you practice copy every day, so you're improving your offer, and you're outreaching to people every day, so you're presenting your offer to uh, potential clients. There's no way,
Prospects, yeah. Hmm.
there's no way
Hmm.
that
Exactly.
it's not going to end
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
on a close. It's illogical.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
It's very statistically impossible that it doesn't happen.
yeah, that's true. Exactly. Stop improving is literally if you give up, that's when you'll stop improving as well. That's when you'll stop
Fucking internet.
that's when you'll never start. You don't have playing, just like time.
Yeah,
You can rest, you can pause, but
keep
just
going.
don't give up. Like just don't give up. And yeah, keep going. Keep going.
And the good
Very
news
powerful
is
word.
we
Keep
we
going.
now have $100 million leads, which it's a very good help. We have to learn about and apply.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Just
It's
yesterday.
crazy. It's crazy. It's
If I
amazing.
get the book, I'm gonna
And
send
it's
it
like
to you.
people even said, wait, is it free?
No.
Wait, you're recording though right now, so don't say that. Or you can just cut this part out.
No. It's gonna be
But
free
yeah,
easy.
I even read in the comment that Alex Hermosi, yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually read in the comment that Alex Hermosi is literally killing or literally like what's the term? It's like you have Hermosi is literally just giving you everything in a single platter and the golden platter really, and there's no reason for you not to take action, right? And it's crazy to me.
Yeah,
It's
and
amazing. It's amazing.
he uploaded a course, free course, on his book. No need to opt in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
his
It's
mission
very
is
awesome.
to. He always says that his mission is to make business education available to everyone. So he doesn't care about the money. He just cares about you being successful, and eventually, hopefully, if you want, you can partner with him and he's going to acquire your business, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Our generation is so lucky to have Alex.
Yeah, very. Did you attend the event?
I didn't, but his webinar
Yeah, the
replay
recording. He
I
recorded it.
watched.
I think my internet connection is very unstable right now. Do you hear me? Hmm. Fuck internet. No. Let's see.